but also hear the many different voices is part of our gift in this lifetime, that each of us has a sensitivity to us. Our psychic abilities, our empathic abilities, our abilities to really utilize many of the extrasensory perceptions that have created a lot of our feelings of being alone and different most of our life, we're actually realizing are our superhero powers now. And we're getting to pull them out and be like, oh, this is so cool. This is what this does. And having the ability to sense a lot of these different voices and these different energies is really your superpower, if you will, especially those of you that have connections to, be it Beta Centauri or systems like this that are really about helping people through the liminal spaces. This is going to be Beta Centauri, Sirius, Capella, serpents, even Hydra, these types of star systems. Part of what you're connected to in this lifetime is soul retrieval. And that's, Ray, what you were describing in such a beautiful way is really the ability to begin to sense a lot of the trapped entities, spirits, and beings that are also on the planet that may be fragmented souls here upon Earth. That is part of our pillar of light purpose in this lifetime, is to be these assisting bardo chambers, so that as we begin to move a lot of the trapped souls, that is a huge thing that is happening right now. This is one of the primary missions of the indigo star races at this time, is to get down here and as much as possible move highways of trapped souls off of the planet so that they're not stuck in the recycling all over again. And as we begin to work with these energies, we're getting the ability to allow souls safe transit back to their universal families, universal tree of life. This is massive, because most of the wars and most of really the different traumas and tragedies that have been happening upon the earth have been keeping these souls trapped here and utilized as pawns in this really long, millennial long game. And what we're doing is we're taking a lot of our families, our soul families, and we're gathering them off of this soul plane that says, great, you guys can play the game that you're playing, but you do not have any consent to any angelic souls ever again. We do not consent, and we are truly in a march for really amplifying sovereignty upon the earth right now. So this is why, a lot of our soul circles that we've had together were a little bit more challenging topics. They were, some of them a little bit more painful, some of them a little hard to even hear, because we were talking and addressing some of the things that are happening upon the planet in real time through different tragedies, disasters, wars, and so on and so forth. So one of the gifts and one of the asks that I would have, if it is in alignment with your higher self, is to please continue to be that creator and assistance of these safe transit portals for so many of the souls upon the planet right now. Wherever you are guided, wherever you are called to, if you are inspired to really be focused on some of the things that are going on in the Middle East right now, that it is, again, one of those moments where we want to be able to view it from third eye wide open, higher self perspective, eternal web of grandmother spider, right? We want to see it from the grandest perspective, so that as you begin to sense and feel what is going on in there, you don't get sucked into the drama, but rather you can be the gift of light for creating the safe transit portal for all souls that are moving out of that land grid point right now, so that they aren't going to get sucked in and recycled into that mass blood sacrifice that's happening there right now. Right? So again, it is a little bit, we all hold unique and different positions. That's what I love about us as a group of always have, that each of us has a little bit of a calling. And there's definitely a few of you that I know that part of your calling is to be really one of these soul guides for a lot of the souls that are transitioning off of the planet. Now, with that being said, I do want to just share this one last process with him here that I'm going to guide us through, but really invite us to really utilize at this time as we complete the Scorpio season, and especially as we begin to go into the galactic season, which is going to start towards the end of November. Pretty much, don't quote me on the date, but by the time I do the Sagittarius report, I'll have all of that for you. But it is going to be starting, I believe, around the 26th of November. And then once it kicks off, we're already kind of in what is referred to as the bifurcation process. This is something that happens annually each year. The bifurcation process is one of the times a year where energetically timelines you get to really pick which timeline that you're choosing to merge into. And part of what the bifurcation process has been, really kind of starting since 2012, has been to continuously utilize the thread of our lives and our light to keep collapsing the negative agenda timelines. This is what we've been doing. We're continuously, imagine if there was like thousands of negative agenda portals open everywhere. And starting around 2012, what we've been doing is going in and collapsing all these portals so that the pathways of future timelines become narrower and narrower and narrower and narrower as far as choices. And what we really start getting into is realizing we're the ones that are collapsing these portals. We're shutting down the potentials for the negative timelines to accelerate in the way that they're choosing, and then we're creating a movement towards the path of the living light again. So part of the bifurcation process, as it has been happening each year, it is really our chance in a lot of ways of where are you rebirthing? When you merge into the underworld, where are you rebirthing? Are you going to pop back out again, still carrying all of the same stuff that has been kind of trailing along with you forever? Or we could literally be utilizing these opportunities as a way to fully and completely emerge, transformed, light body, brand new. We'll get there. For now, little by little, we peel away our ancestors' energy, right? And that's really what the huge thing has been right now. So the invitation has been to actually spend some time doing the legacy project of creating your family tree. If you already have some of that energy done, maybe somebody's already done a bunch of genealogy in your family, awesome. If it hasn't, then this is really kind of on you to maybe take this project into your own process. But you want to, if you can, be able to imagine as many generations back as you can, but ideally it would be at least 3, but you want to have in your imagination up into 7 generations back. From this experience, the most important thing is as you begin to put everyone back in the place in the tree, it's kind of like Tetris. Let's say it this way. I don't know why they put that image in there. Let's play with it. I hope you guys know what that is. I think they play what now? I've never played it, but like Candy Crush or something. It might be the new Tetris. Anyways, the whole thing is once we start to restore our family tree with love, what we get to do is we get to start to make sure all the branches are balanced. So we want to make sure that as we're placing everyone back on the family tree, we're making sure that there is no missing places upon the tree so that everyone has a place, everyone gets respect, everyone is honored. And as we begin to do this, the most important thing is to begin to ask, is there anyone that you have a charge or a judgment or opinion about? someone that maybe you don't know maybe the story, but maybe there has been stories passed down, and so that's all you know about that ancestor is whatever has been told. I would invite you to go into meditation and meet them yourself, learn their own story, clear things up. Because once we set the family tree in order, what happens is that in this incarnate body, our cells now then have completion with the ancestral karma and debt that we've been holding. And then it's like Tetris. The little cubes disappear. Danielle's like, that is not a great metaphor, Becca. Try again. And the whole idea is that as we begin to put the family tree back into order, what happens is the charge dissolves out of our body. The more it dissolves out of our body, the more we actually start to move into the next energetic layer of our family tree, which is going to be our soul family tree. Then our universal tree of life. So this is a very common statement. This isn't about stepping away from the family. This isn't about pretending our family doesn't exist. We're always going to acknowledge them, but we're also going to start to acknowledge that they're one family out of many, many families that we've maybe ever had, whether here on Earth or in other star systems. So therefore, we start to have that third eye wide open perspective of realizing they're not the only story we've ever had. Even though we've lived most of our life as if that's been our story and our drama. My God, it's been my badge of honor. Look what I survived. Our purple hearts and stars and all of this of like, I've survived my family tree. It's a bumper sticker. If you want to make it, go for it. So now as you imagine this energy and we come to completion, what we're doing is we're dissolving it out of our own DNA. As our DNA elevates, this is going into a lot. If you want to go back and watch the video on our etheric body or things like this is going to explain again how when we start to now merge higher and higher light bodies in, it starts to dissolve the carbon body and we start to move up into our light body. And now we guess what? Family tree. Don't worry, there's still clearing work to do. You can now just clear Lyran dramas and Syrian star system dramas and Pleiadian stories. But at the same time, now it's more with eyes wide open. So as eyes wide open starts to come, the moment you start to be able to healthily create completion with your family tree where you can love them regardless of the story, yet not have a charge one way or another, but really kind of come into a dissolution or completion of that, you move into your next evolutionary phase. And once you've really done that with the earth body and the earth family, all the other ones become so much easier. It's like, oh, I got this. Let's keep going. Hello, beautiful star family. I would love to invite you to take the Journey of the Legacy of the Soul course with me. This is a beautiful way to really step into a life lived and not be in the shadow anymore. You can really, truly take this wisdom to find your best life now. And I would love to take that journey with you.